Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we have a review of the Italian, well technically it's Romanian, but it's in the Italian tech tree, the He-112 B1U2. Now you might remember I reviewed this vehicle in the past, and that is because this vehicle used to be in the German tech tree, which if you do not have that anymore, well if you don't have the one in the German tech tree, you cannot purchase that aircraft anymore. So now the only way you're technically getting this aircraft is if you buy this vehicle. This vehicle costs 550 golden eagles and is available in the Italian tech tree, and of course has the different skins that you can unlock and use accordingly. So let's take a look at those skins quickly. As I said, you can get the skin which was on the old German 112, but obviously all the skins that you see on this vehicle were unlockable on that plane as well. So don't worry about that, you're not missing anything. But generally speaking, the starter skin I kind of like. It's really nice on the aircraft. But I'm not really going to go too much into the performance of this vehicle because this vehicle, it's okay. Like the performance is very similar to the ones in the German tech tree. So if you're not familiar with the 112s, I'd recommend flying them first. But if you've flown the ones in the German tech tree, you've pretty much flown this thing. So I'm not really going to go over the performance too much. The guns, however, is where we need to talk about. And these guns are very hit and miss. These are MGFF cannons. Now, if they were the FFMs, I would not be complaining because, well, the FFMs are very powerful. But the FFs are not that great. They're quite low velocity and they don't have really good explosive rounds. Now, the belt that I tend to use is stealth. I think I use air targets in this gameplay, but mainly you want to use stealth and getting close. They have APHE rounds and will generally detonate inside an aircraft's wing, and they can also top down tanks pretty well, so if you want to use this thing in tank RB, it's not a bad shout, but generally speaking, this aircraft's guns are not that great, although the machine guns more than make up for it being MG17s. Again, if you've flown in the German tech tree even slightly, these guns will be very familiar to you. Otherwise, the engine is exactly the same as the one in the German, well, the former German tech tree, I should say, and it's pretty much the same as the other He-112s in that tech tree as well. So you're not missing out in terms of performance. But the problem is with this vehicle is I just don't see a point to it. Now, yes, it's all well and good that Italy is getting more aircraft, but personally, with some of the vehicles that are available in the tree as premium, I don't really see why you'd want to buy this thing. Now, Markalin's CR-42, whilst it isn't the best biplane on the block, it's one of the faster ones and is very capable in its own right, and arguably has better guns than the 112, and even though it only has two of them. Of course, you can't really buy, well, you can buy the CR-32 on the marketplace, but that is not a premium that you can actually purchase if you're a console player, so I'm not including this. And the only other vehicles that you can really purchase is this sack of crap and the IAR-81C. The IAR is it's a decently capable aircraft, but it's very underpowered and can definitely be a bit of a bite in the arse, but it can have a bit more versatility in ground RB. This is because it carries bombs and rockets, and the 151s are still more than capable of taking out tanks. And it's actually not that much cheaper than the 112. It's only around 450 golden eagles more. And not only do you get a better aircraft overall, although you do have a bit less turn rate and stuff like that, generally speaking, this aircraft is a lot more versatile. But does that mean that the 112 is not worth the pickup? I mean, you might as well pick it up if you've got some G spare. This vehicle will go to 275G on a sale, which is very cheap, and if you really want something just to play around with, I do definitely suggest giving this thing a go, especially if you want to practice some MGFF and all that. But generally speaking, if you want to save 275G, just go and put a talisman on the one in the German tree, the B0, and you pretty much have this plane. You just won't have the nice skins. But anyway, I'm going to hand you over to the gameplay now. It's just me in this match, and you'll actually see the very first flight in this aircraft as well, and I'll see you all on the next one. Blood dive bombers down on the deck, I'm not worried about those. Might go for them if I'm bored, but we've got fighters probably to deal with. I can already see an airborne aircraft over to the right. Are they in a squad? Yeah, well, we're 3 players down. We had a pair of HE-100s at the start who decided to have an argument with the ground, and the ground won. And we also had a Dornier 17 who did exactly the same thing. I don't know why they did it, but they did. It's been a while since I've played a 112, that's for sure. P-36C down on the deck. Is he actually going to try and pitch for me? That's cute. Come on. I'm surprised he's still got airspeed. I'm not going to risk that. As much as I'd want to, the thing is that he was in a stall. One thing I learned back in the day was never take a head-on with a stalling aircraft, because at the end of the day they have nothing to lose. Cannons, as you can tell, are very hit and miss. Nope, not gonna happen, son. Although your buddy coming in is a concern. The brigette's probably gonna pull up here. You can just see the cannon hits. The cannons are doing damage, they're just very shit. So do not expect the cannons to do a lot. Nope, because you have 20 mil. You're also quite agile, but I do not plan on... Oh, okay, Gaijin just shot the poor sod down. Great job, mid-map AA. I really needed that assistance. And you really needed to teach that player a lesson for just playing the game. There we go. That's second kill. I mean, at least I don't have to waste the cannon on that, but I do need to use the cannon against that P400. Nice crit. I would have ate his engine alive. He's nice and toasty. Come here, Mr. P400. Oh, never mind, teammate dealt with you. And there goes him. And the last guy, apart from this F3F, is someone named Only Real Gandalf. I'm sure he'll let me pass. That's him dealt with. That's kill number 4. And yep, Gandalf is running back to his base. I can't say I blame him at this point. That was a bit of a slaughter. But to be fair, we needed it to be a slaughter after the start of this match. Did take a little bit of damage, but we're all good. I don't like how you're forming on my ass like that. I get very, shall we say, cautious around teammates these days, because you never know what they're going to do. Right, half tracks. Yep, even the light AAs are trying to shoot me down. There goes our cannon Stuka, there goes our frickin' 112B. Ugh. Can people just not fly into fucking trees these days? It's not hard. I know, dude. I know. Please do... Stop hitting trees! Jesus! What is this? The Day Taurus virus or something? Like, freaking hell. I'm gonna leave myself enough ammo to deal with that freaking Vindicator. Because now it's just me left, and I don't really want to get damaged anymore by those half tracks. So the question is, will Gandalf survive, or will he end up like in Lord of the Rings? Let's find out. If he takes off, that is. I don't think he's taking off, I'm not sure. Let's zoom in on the map a little bit. I think he's still repairing, but we've got ammo to wait for him, so it's fine. This thing against pea shooters is relatively easy. However, this thing against stuff like F4U Corsairs in an up tier, not so much. This is more of a bird that works in a down tier, is okay if you get a 2.3 match. But the moment you get to 2.7, this poor thing is so outclassed. So take what you're seeing with a grain of salt, because obviously this isn't a max up tier or anything like that. Okay. So he is taking off. I can't say I blame him. He's bombed a base. I don't even think he's fired his guns all game. But if he does donuts to the runway, we're going to have an issue. Because I can kill the armoured cars and I can kill the light tanks. It's just I need to go back for a reload to kill the light tanks. So no one's encouraging him to camp, which is good. Although I don't know if he's going to camp. Let's have a quick look. Low level. Probably doesn't even know that airfield camping is a thing. So, yeah. Let's just see what we can do. Because obviously I've got to nail him before he gets back to that airfield if he knows to runway camp. But obviously even at this distance the AA can and will nail me. I'm just watching him out the corner of my eye right now. That's the advantage of actually having a lazy eye, which not many people actually know I do have that. My left eye is just a little bit, it's a bit of a lazy eye, but yeah, comes in handy, especially when you're looking down to your left. There we go. I preferably want to put that thing down. His gun is dead, so I don't need to worry about that. He's put the fire out, but that is okay, because you don't have a gunner, and I know that. Only 154 rounds, but that's more than enough. There we go. And that's game. That's an ace. In a down tier, you'll do just fine. In an up tier, as I said, not so much. But it can certainly do some work in a down tier. Just, even in a down tier, you've got to watch certain planes. Like, as I said, He-112. What else do you have to watch? D510s, they tend to be pretty dangerous. I-16s, I-15s, you name it really. And this SL count is unlikely to be achieved most of the time, but given the result I got, that's a pretty generous payment for a rank 1 aircraft. But yeah, if you're looking for something cheap, and you've got some spare G left over, I don't see why not if you want something in Italy.